this Canadian team is at another level.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is an opportunity for them to really work together as a team, get used to new players coming in. Yeah, it's been a good tournament so far, even though there's been a lot of scrappy play, and we'll see what they do today.
Trinidad and Tobago is going to kick this off. Jenny Lamada kicking it, and right to Jen Kish, the last person they want to kick it to, the captain for Canada wearing number 1. And look at all the ground she's made so far. They offload agonizingly off of the hands of Magali Harvey, but what a great run to start this game for Jennifer Kish, Marlene.
Yeah, she's just a spark plug. It's like Kish is so exciting to watch, and anytime she steps in the field or gets her hands on the ball, people just want to watch and see what she does.
She's ridiculously fit too, isn't she, Heather? I mean, in terms of just being able to run around all the time.
She is definitely a fit player, and it's I guess with all the other players out there, I'm sure they enjoy playing with her on the field with them.
You know, she's got plenty of get up and go all the time. The ball put in by Talia Wilson. TNT holding on to this for now, but they better enjoy the possession while they have it, because Canada is larcenous when it comes to getting that ball back. Talia Wilson again. Now penalty against TNT, not releasing the ball in the tackle. So now Canada just opts to go for a run in this situation, I would think, with Julianne Zussman picking it up. Yeah, they'll tap it around. Kish looking for the long miss out pass. Well, it gets it's right on to Magali Harvey, and that's Arielle Dubisset-Boris. Drop ball, and so in the early going, just passes falling off of fingers, and that Canada getting frustrated in the first minute here.
I think they're coming on with a lot of pace, and that's a problem. Julia Greenshill's just now, I think she was running with and not really sort of focusing on catching as well.
So in this final, unlike all the games we've been watching to this point, which were 7-minute halves, these will be 2 10-minute halves, and I believe a 3-minute break at halftime as we look at the injury caused here. That's Juliana Straker going down awkwardly, and she's getting some water and trying to figure out if she will continue. She's going to walk it off a little bit, limping a slight bit, but she's good to go. So it'll be scrum to Trinidad and Tobago just outside their own 22. Alicia Bruce putting it in. That ball comes in and out so quick. If you don't get that pass exactly right, which they haven't, now the pressure will pour on. And Kish making a big tackle. Ball staying TNT side. Quick ball out to the wing now. That's number 9, Talia Wilson. And she's finally put into touch by her opposite number 9 for Canada, Lisa Gauthier. Ball doesn't have to go in straight, but that number 10, Juliana Straker, some of the crowd saying she had to have been offside to have arrived so quickly with a ball that was thrown in behind the line like that. A lot of Canadian bodies going into that ruck now, and it's Kish that comes away with it. Gets it out to Amanda Thornborough. One more, Julia. Arielle Dubisset-Boris.
Than we've been seeing all game right now from Canada. A few knock-ons that haven't been happening normally throughout the tournament.
And that's unfortunate. Trinidad is really putting the pressure up, though, and they're doing what they need to do. If they're going to, add that pressure, they need to force Canada to make mistakes in order for them to have a chance, I think, right now.
Beyond Canada making it to the final, would you have picked Trinidad and Tobago as a likely team to be in this final, or was it just too much of a wild card coming out of the islands for the women?
I don't think we knew a lot about the other teams. I thought Mexico may have performed a little bit better than just based on how they had with their goals going to this tournament. But that, it was anyone's game.
Kish comes away with it, and she will score right from the scrum. And that. That's all score is after 4 minutes.
Well, after the games that have been happening, I'm pretty sure they are, but and it's really, Trinidad's got to be happy that Julianne Straker is not out of the game from that last injury.
That's a tricky and well played. Oh, that's hard luck. That went 10 meters. That was the whole idea of that play. She held off and held off Dubisset Boris before she touched that ball. I thought that was a hard call by the referee there.
That was a really tough one. That looked like it would have been a really good strategic play on Canada's side, but
I think they just picked up that Trinidad and Tobago were so deep that they could take advantage of a quick 10-meter roller like that. Now that's going to be Trinidad and Tobago not rolling away in the tackle. Quick ball. That's Zussman now. Zussman back inside to Kish. She's hit hard but bounces out of the first tackle. Thornborough. She goes outside, maybe a little forward. That was a forward pass, and was with some help from the touch judge or the assistant referee. That's probably a pretty fair call, as Gauthier was in front of the ball.
As upsetting as that call is, I do think Gauthier was not quite patient enough in keeping her distance.
Alicia Bruce will put this in, wearing the number 3 for TNT. Ball coming out slowly. Now, coming down the line here. That's Quanice Jean. Now, no stutter step. She's looking outside to her left. Gets the pass out to Nicolette Pantor. She's tackled immediately, gets back on her feet. She wasn't held, or was she? Yes, they're saying she was held and she didn't release the ball. So Canada will come firing back from inside their own half. Gauthier, they're trying to get that ball out wide to Kish. Now Kish one-on-one with a speed advantage and help outside her, but oh, she overshot her coverage. Canada trying to get there. They have Thornborough. Zussman, one hopper, misses out and gets to number 5, Julia Greenshields. Greenshields back with it again. Quick flip out to Zussman. She's got a free lane there, and she will score. Oh, and maybe I spoke too soon. A big tomahawk attempt to knock that ball out by Trinidad and Tobago, but Zussman scored. Great effort by TNT to try and knock that try out of her hands.
You can hear that Zussman's a very popular player here in Ottawa. She used to play for the Ottawa Irish. And Zussman's been working really hard all tournament, just getting around, making those passes, and then looping around to get the pass again. And that's how she scored about 2 or 3 tries this tournament.
Alicia Bruce was not giving up on that defensive assignment. And as Zussman crossed the line, she tried to hammer that ball out. It looked a little more brutal than it was, but that's a fair play.
Yeah, those tackles from behind are always a little sketchy. You never, they could be fine, and they could have a
I've seen some form ones where, you know, they're popping through just like that. But.
Yeah.
So with the final, or the first half horn having gone at 7 minutes, it should be 10. And I think someone didn't know that. Or that was, you know what, that was a fan's horn. This is going to be Kish for her second. Kish running unopposed. And just like that, now the flow is starting to happen. That was just a great vision by the captain as that ball came loose deep in TNT end.
That's the sort of exciting rugby we want to see. A great kick by Magley, perfectly positioned. Kish just ran onto it, catches, and sometimes it's just a great bounce, and it was, and Kish was just there at the right time. It's awesome.
Essentially a kick to the wing on that play. No one was taking it for TNT, and you can't fault Kish for taking advantage.
No, or for Harvey for seeing that open space and putting the ball where it needed to be.
Yeah, because truth be told, the normal kickoff for Harvey is going to be sort of a 10-meter one.
10.
So that was really a set play. Would there be a call on that, or
there would probably be some indication to Kish, letting her know to run onto it.
Right.
And I mean, if you see space, all someone has to get word to the kicker is look for that space.
Right. So Harvey to get this started again. And TNT won't make that mistake twice. They want possession, but Canada's stolen it again from the kickoff situation. Touch called, unfortunately. So Gauthier sort of giving the assistant referee an earache on that one, feeling that they could have gotten away with it.
Yeah, she was working hard to stay in bounds. You could see her fighting it. There must have been a little bit of her foot that went out, but she was definitely fighting it.
So number 3, Alicia Bruce, will be throwing in here for TNT. And that went badly wrong. The lift wasn't right, the throw wasn't right. Other than that, it was fine. Okay, Canada with overlap, but will it be needed as Julia Greenshield stays on her feet? She falls short by about a meter. Canada threatening to score. One quick pass right will do it. And Ariel Dubisset-Paris gets to it as she fell across the line, making up for the earlier miscue off her hands to start this first half.
You know, I think Julia Greenshields probably could have offloaded that ball earlier, but she got through. The ball came out to Ariel, I mean, Ariel did catch it this time. I'm sure she's happy with it. She was probably frustrated earlier with her knock on.
So her teammates at the Toronto Scottish and Southern Ontario will be really pleased with that effort. The kick does not go across, and now that is going to be halftime as we just hit the 10-minute mark. And we'll have 3 minutes break at halftime here to let the girls replenish fluids, get some oxygen deep in the breath. And what did you do to recover at halftime in terms of, is it standing up and stretching to open up the lungs, or?
There's usually bending over with your hands on your knees. No, I'm just kidding.
The old handicap
move. 3 minutes doesn't sound like a lot to most people, but that extra 3 minutes for that first half, that makes a big difference in terms of your lung capacity and your, your exhaustion levels, and you're really testing your fitness in 10 minutes aside in a game of 7. So right now they're probably just trying to really slow down their breathing, try and control their heart rates, and get some fluids in for the next half.
Let's listen in to John Tate talking to his team. It's got a 20-0 lead.
So take a look. They're over trying. They know we're playing wide. So when you get to the breakdown and you're pulling, the blind should be open. All right. Communicate though. Don't be greedy in this case because I just talked about it. All right. Take a look.
Yeah, hey, that's the same thing we're trying to do. Let's show the skill and the pace, right? So what's the skill? Do you see them? No, we're kicking off, right? Kick it off. See it again. So it's goats, fish, and bag. Okay. Goats, fish, and bag. Okay. Let's go after this kick. Right, any balls on the ground? Let's dive on it. Let's come on. Talk now. Last 10 minutes up the talk. Let's go.
Get it up!
Lots of instructions. Won't be a whole lot of changes just yet with a 20-0 score. I think they want to really put this game away before they make any changes. Get a couple more in the bank, and then he can start putting on some of his other kids.
It's true. Right now, what Canada's doing is working. But you did hear Sandro, the assistant coach, talking about communication and really looking for something and not taking a gap if it's not there. Really stretching things wide and using what they have. So we'll see. We'll see if they spread things a little bit wider this half.
Despite Trinidad and Tobago not scoring, they have been in this game in terms of physicality and participating in the game. We've seen some games where teams just aren't interested in tackling or doing anything anymore.
Well, the great thing about being the underdog is you really have nothing to lose, so you might as well go all out.
Here's Jen Kish again. She offloads. Thornborough puts that to, sorry, that was Greenshields putting that to ground. Trinidad and Tobago fighting for that possession, but Kish comes away with it. And now it's Magali Harvey, and she will score from the looks of it, though she's got someone coming on the angle here, and she manages to just outpace Nicolette Pantor of Trinidad and Tobago. And really the crowd getting behind this Canada team in a big way. They know this is a special group of women.
Yeah, the ball went out to Magali. Magali does have a lot of speed. She is also one of the faster girls on the team. And you can see her hair swerving her body away. And she really tries to work hard to get the ball right in the middle of the post.
She's not very big, but she's just got all the natural skills that she needs. And that shows that, you don't have to be a giant to play rugby, especially in the game of 7s.
No, definitely not in the game of 7s. Size is not necessarily a criteria. It may be an advantage, but it's mostly maneuverability and strength and speed.
Well, Magali was a strong soccer player before coming into rugby, so she had she was definitely a decent level soccer player before playing on the national team rugby.
So Harvey will get this started again. 27-0 the score here for Canada, and Trinidad and Tobago would, I think at this point, their goal is going to be just to score a try, and the crowd would be appreciative of that kind of effort because they've been playing hard all weekend long. They deserve some attention.
They have been playing quite well.
Talia Wilson into the line. Big tackle. She wasn't held. Gets back up immediately. Quinice John now. Here's Trinidad and Tobago putting something together as Nicolette Pantor looking for an option inside. She finds it in John. Back. Justice. Oh my goodness. As Abigail Roberts comes in for a pass, she is just hammered and the ball is knocked on. I believe that was Jen Kish that made that tackle as well. And I remember Jen Kish telling us earlier this weekend she played, you know, Canadian football in high school before she started playing rugby, and some of those tackling skills coming through real big on that tackle. Let's have a look. Oh, it wasn't Kish either.
Oh, that was Julianne Zussman.
Julianne Zussman wearing number 10 there, and she just plain old flattened out number 8, Pantor, and knocked that ball in the touch, giving her team the advantage on the put-in here. Quick pass out. Now missed by missed pass to Magli Harvey.
I think that's Bianca Farella.
Yeah, Bianca Farella. I was just trying, her numbers flopping off there. Farella coming all that way. Look at all the ground they just ate up there, almost 65 meters end to end for that try. And safe to say that these women will be going to Moscow, Russia next year to participate in the 2013 Sevens Rugby World Cup.
And there goes Bianca, and I'm sure she's going to be looking for a place on that team as well. The USA has already qualified for the World Cup, and it looks now that Canada will also be qualifying for a place at the World Cup.
And the sad part is that some of the women that participate in this Canadian team today might not be on that team next year. I mean, due to age and commitments and things like that.
There's going to be some, yeah,
team.
definitely. There's some big decisions being made after this tournament, and girls are going to be very nervous waiting for those emails and conversations.
Try for Team Canada, scored by number 6.
In a team environment, you can't be chopping and changing all the time. You got to keep a culture going together for a while, but you change the mix a little bit depending on your needs.
Yeah, the team this year has been very competitive, and a lot of girls that may have felt a little bit more secure in the past are definitely feeling the pressure from younger players coming up. And John Tate's done a great job of recruiting throughout the country.
Kish gets that ball from the kickoff, gets back to her feet. Number 7, Quinice John trying to bring her down. Ball coming out cleanly Canada side. Zussman, Harvey. Now the chip through and the chase by Bianca Farella. Will she get her second? No. It's snapped up by Pantor before she can get to it.
Pantor is actually the youngest member of the Trinidad team. She's about 17 years old, and her father actually played in the Commonwealth Games.
Abigail Roberts was tackled, and Canada's coming away with the ball. That's Thornborough. Or I'm sorry, is that Thornborough or was that Green Shields that went across? It's like Green Shields.
See Kayla Maleshi here?
Oh, it's Maleshi, okay.
And it was Maleshi scored that try. Actually, Julia and Maleshi actually get mixed up a lot. There's always a couple of those on the team. No one ever gives me.
That's Marlene. Sorry, from 8 kilometers away. That's Marlene. 37-0 now, and a kick to come.
Try for Canada, scored by number 4, Kayla Maleshi.
So still 4 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in this second half before Canada can collect the hardware from this great first ever home victory at an IRB sanctioned event in Canada. And plenty of people on hand to take this in with them. Guess who's got it again? Jen Kish running around the opposition. She'll score again. This is just amazing. Jen Kish putting on an absolutely fantastic display here this afternoon. Will John Tate keep her on the field for the last few minutes, or has she had her day already?
You know, Kish is captain of the team. He might keep her on, but she deserves the accolade. She's playing a great game, and he might take her off. It depends at this point. There's a few minutes left, but obviously Kish should feel proud of how she's performed this tournament, not only on the field but off the field as well as a captain.
We're seeing no movement on the Canadian bench, so likely to keep the lineup the same and let them enjoy the moments of a great victory that's nudging towards 50 points with a few minutes left. 44-0 at this point.
Really, at this point, there are no games left, so it's not a matter of conserving,
yeah.
saving any energy for later. Might as well leave it all on the field. So
I'll tell you, the nicest thing about this tournament this weekend is having both the men's and women's teams here, though, because I found all the teams that had two teams in this competition supporting each other. Jamaica and Mexico come to mind, the Canadian men, the Canadian women, all interested in how their colleagues are doing, because it's all about rugby and having that support out there. So ball didn't go 10 meters, so indirect penalty for Trinidad and Tobago. They take it at half, unsure really what to come away with that. Ayana Skeet now. Alicia Bruce running laterally. TNT's got to run forward now. That's Abigail Roberts into contact. And now Canada not rolling away in the tackle. She was at the mark and receiving instructions. Joyce Henry giving all the referee info here because she's on the field. Number 7 there, Quanice John. She gets it out to Alicia Bruce. Tackles are getting a little chippy in there by both teams. I saw some head swipes and things like that as tackles come in. Oh, and the crowd willing, hoping that Magali Harvey would get her hand on the ball and have a pick 5 there going the other way. She read that well, but just couldn't find the handle on that ball. So as a result, it was a knock-on by Canada, and Trinidad and Tobago will have the put in. Let's have a look. She had big eyes for this one. Just off her fingertips.
that was a great read, though. That really was.
And it sort of sums up the, it's been a long day for Trinidad and Tobago, and this one, tilted floor score of the day for them. And so, they're trying to set something up, but the pass is big and loopy and easily read. Ball's out. No one wants it. Kish trying to get to it, but she was interfered with. And so now it's another penalty against Trinidad and Tobago. Can Canada muster one more score here as we nudge towards 20 minutes, which is full time in the final here? Oh, trouble trying to pick that ball up. Knock on the call there. Both Bianca Farella and Magali Harvey trying to get to it, but they couldn't find it. And these ladies, despite winning, they're feeling the fatigue as well.
Absolutely. It's been an exhausting weekend. Each game itself is exhausting, but to have played 5, 6 in a weekend, they're going to be feeling it.
So there's the final hooter. Canada will be happy to just kick this into touch, but they got to throw it to someone first. And a bit of a loose ball problem for Maleshi, but she gathers it in, kicks it into touch, and that will be full time. And Canada, the 2012 NACRA Women's Champions of Sevens. That's the North American Caribbean Rugby Association champions. And the Canadian home crowd here giving a warm ovation. And you two must be really pleased for your friends out there.
Oh, absolutely. It's so exciting to see Canada playing, and they're playing so well. They have a few little things to work on, but they had an amazing tournament this weekend, and it's great, like a little reunion in the stands.
Just catch the great sounds from the crowd. And they'll receive their medals.
It's always exciting to see Canadian women's rugby do well internationally, whether it's NACRA, whether it's an international match at Hong Kong or Dubai. And I know I can speak for a lot of our peers and fans around the country. We're really proud of them.
Well, in an 18-month period there, Canada's women did not lose a match in any tournament they went into and won every tournament. And this is just emblematic of the job that John Tate and Sandro Fiorino have done with this team since they've taken them over. Really built a culture of winning on the Canadian women's team. And, folks who are watching this at home, could be watching some of these ladies in Rio de Janeiro in 2016 and enjoying the kind of excitement Heather Moyse did when she won a gold medal in 2010 in Vancouver.
Ladies and gentlemen, just to let you know that
I don't know if that was just because I was just trying to go up and pressure on her,